Well, the irony of this case, because the way the government is trying to present this is that this is all fallout from the Lil Durk NBA YoungBoy beef. And what's interesting is that you actually were representing NBA YoungBoy as well.
Mm-hmm.
Now, which case was it? Was it the gun case and the drug case, or?
I represented him in the Baton Rouge gun case.
Okay. That's when he was filming the music video in front of his grandfather's house?
Yeah. The Utah drug case.
Right. That's with the prescription
and
pills.
The Utah gun case.
They went into his house and found a gun.
Vlad, what are you, my co-counsel?
Yes, I am. Okay. Now, he's actually out now.
He is.
Right. How did you manage to take all these cases that are relatively serious, each one of them, right?
Yeah.
Because wasn't he facing like each drug case, in terms of the pills, each one of them had like a charge associated with him. There was a whole bunch of charges.
Yeah.
So if he just got a public defender, he was potentially facing, 20 years or something of that sort?
Yeah, it was enormous.
It was enormous. How did you get that down to, how much time did he get?
Oh my gosh. Now you got me like 27 months, 24 months? I can't remember time.
Okay,
he was
like
already
2
in.
years. Yeah, like 2 years.
Yeah, it was like 2 years and he was in. And then we were able to go and get him the extra 93 days. There was a 93-day issue that had to do with a traffic ticket issue. We had to go back and we actually got him the last 93 days, which is when shocked everybody because all of a sudden he was out because we went and got him those extra 93 days. So how did that take place? So I was, as you may recall, there were 2 attempts to get him out on bond. So he was arrested in a state case on the video in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. It was a state case. Then it became a federal case. I wasn't involved yet. Then he gets arrested in LA and they revoke his bond.
Right.
So
he beat that case as well.
Yes.
Did you represent him in that case or no?
No.
Okay,
I was very stern that I wanted him to stay committed to his Baton Rouge people because they were already in the case. And I respected that because they love him and they've been with him since he's 14 years old, and I don't poach. They love him and it's amazing relationship. But they welcomed me to come in. They just were not able to get him out a couple times. They got on a Zoom with me, asked me if I can come down and help with the bail situation on the 3rd attempt. I talked to the lawyers. They were amazing. They were like, please come on down. We had mutual friends. They were like, please come down. We want to try something different and get him out. We came up with a whole different way of trying to get him out by attacking the allegations about what happened in LA, because that seemed to have been while the judge was holding him, and proving to the court that it really was not accurate the way they described, because the LA case was a 2-day state case that became a federal case. It was really exaggerated. We put together, I did the bail hearing, and we put together this great bail package. Remember, he had the home there from the people he knew from AmeriCorps when he was 11, 12 years old. And a hearing started on a Monday, ended the next Monday. We combined the motion to suppress and the bail hearing, got him out. He went to Utah. The judge threw most of the evidence out. And as you know, it got reversed. It went back and forth, but we continued to litigate that. And then after I did that, I kind of stepped back. And then unbeknownst to me, he moved to some mansion or something. I didn't even know about that. And that's when these other cases took place. So they reached back out to me. Literally, if it was the typical thing where I wake up in the morning, my life, and my phone is just blowing up, it's gone from, 90% to 10% while I'm sleeping because so many people are calling. Probably by 9 o'clock that night, I was in Utah. Put together, I think, the 2 best lawyers are 2 of the greatest lawyers in Utah, my buddies, and said, let's go. Let's put Team Kentrell Galden together. And we went to work. And then once we went to work, Vlad, and we started kind of attacking that case, we felt a swing in momentum going there. And we made the decision to see if we can rule 20 Baton Rouge, because Baton Rouge was so sick of him and sick of the case, and we wanted them to be sick of that case. And said, just transfer it all to Utah and we'll take care of it. And we were successful. The case got transferred there. We had some good legal issues that were percolating. And this whole notion of guns and possession by convicted felons is a real problem in the circuit courts in the U.S. Supreme Court. We kind of argued that, negotiated, and then we put this incredible package together with the goal of just getting this young kid out, man. He's just a kid, literally a kid. And that became the focal point, particularly for me. I just wanted to get him out, get him back to his kids, get him back to his wife, get him back to his career. And here we are.
Look, YoungBoy's career is like nothing I've ever seen. I mean, he has such a rabid fan base. He doesn't get any radio play. He doesn't get any playlists on Spotify, and yet he's had more platinum albums than I think anybody else. Like right now, I was talking to a friend of mine. Actually, I was talking to Tony Yayo the other day, and we're talking about how Kendrick Lamar just broke records. He made like over $9 million in one concert in Houston. But Tony was like, when YoungBoy goes on tour, that's going to break all the records because he never tours. So when he goes on tour, it's going to be just bananas. So you representing him, forming a relationship with him, you're older. Did you, have a conversation with him? Or basically it's like, listen, you have unbelievable potential, but you just keep doing just dumb young person stuff that's just derailing you and sending you back to prison for no good reason. Do you feel like he's receptive and you've had that kind of conversation with him?
Yeah, so, I think the Baton Rouge paper called me last man standing because, I've been with him all this time. And I just keep it real with him. I like to listen to what he has to say. Look, I think the guy's brilliant. I mean, if you're around him, he's just brilliant. And so I just keep it real with him, as I keep it with everybody. But I'll tell you one funny thing. You talk about his fans. I really didn't know any of that. So there was a reporter, a YouTube reporter. And so the judge grants the bail, and someone puts on the internet, bail granted, Drew Findling dropping dimes in the courtroom. Okay? Listen to me when I tell you.
That means snitching, by the way. Doesn't it? Dropping dimes? You drop a dime, somebody, you snitch
No, dropping dimes like.
Oh, that.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
All right, got
like
it.
Hitting
All
three
right.
pointers.
Okay.
Like hitting three-pointers.
Different slang.
Yeah,
different
no,
areas.
I was cross-examining a witness.
Well,
yeah, I was cross-examining a witness.
Got it.
And
Okay.
it went very, very well. Like it went very well. And Contrell knew it went well. It went just great. And then the judge, delivered the opinion. When I got to the airport, the first person that always calls me is Cardi, because she's like, she's family. So literally, I pick
Cardi B?
Yeah, she sees it on the internet that Drew Findling's dropping dimes, and Cardi's like, Drew, and so I got to talk to her. She's just literally like a member of the family. She wants the lowdown. I don't spend a ton of time looking at Instagram. My DMs were out of control. I mean, I'm talking marriage proposals, okay? For this guy, for this young kid, all because of that comment and that the judge granted him bail.